in here next. These guys actually, we've got some connections through some of the venture capital groups that we're both a so kind of some uniques to that. But anyway, Ron, let me turn it over to you. Explain a little bit more about what Oaken has going on with you guys' software.
Yeah, so hey, thanks for having us, Mitch. It really means a lot to us, and thanks to all the panelists that are on here with the different companies and the growers and ag advisors and whoever else is on this call and this webinar today. It's great to be with you. So, like Mitch said, I grew up in eastern Iowa, southeast Iowa, right real close to where Mitch's farm's at, and didn't know that at the time until we met each other down the road a ways. But I'm I've spent 31 years in ag business, and been a small part of some technologies over the years and a much larger part of other technologies over the years that have helped growers. And now I am head of the business development for Oaken. And you're probably saying, well, what is that, right? What is Oaken? Well, there's one thing, whether you're a grower on this call or you're a panelist on this call, even working at a bank, that's pretty much ties us all together here in the Midwest. And that's the land. The land itself ties us all together. It provides us the resources not only that we need, but as a grower, the growers that are on this call, it provides everything from the meals on the table to financing new equipment, right? And being able to finance new equipment. And what Oaken is doing is it is a revolutionary land management technology that focuses just on that, just on the land that growers manage. And so, we and what was a tree intriguing about this company when I found it and having learned so much from growers over the 31 year period, um, I saw what Oaken was doing from with this technology and kind of knew that there's a big change going on in agriculture. I call it a really an undisclosed disruptor or untalked about disruptor. And this is the 18 million acres that are changing hands in agriculture every year for the next 20 plus years. That's a real problem. That's a real problem for our growers. And having, if you look at from a USDA standpoint, that's a USDA number, that 18 million. If you look at how much leasing goes on, leasing is an easier entry point for growers to be able to expand their operation, scale their operation. And so, half to three quarters of land that growers are on are leasing, right? Well, that's great and all. And, the traditional way was sitting around the kitchen table or, going out to dinner with the landowners and having that conversation and negotiating the leases and, doing all the paperwork and keeping them abreast by stopping in, visiting with them or bringing them to the farm and visiting with them. Well, those days are changing, right? The land ownership now is going from one to two individuals that grower worked with to now three, four, five, six, you name it, right? And those growers now or those landowners are now all over the globe, and they still want to be connected to the land that the grower is working on. And that's where our technology just completely shines and completely helps. You know, every one of us on here that are partners and and everyone on here on this call, including consortium, we want to do one thing. We want to have a product that makes growers' lives easier, right? Puts more money in their pocket and makes their operations more efficient. At Oaken, our technology does that. It allows growers to manage those leases and all the complexities of those. And so our system, you put leases into the system and it'll remind you when the leases are due. It'll help you with the expenses. It'll help you make the payments, but it also will help you on the percentages. So if Mitch gets 10% and Quentin gets 25% and Steve gets, the remainder, we help break out all of those payments as well to those landowners. And this is a real, this is a real pinch point for growers. And that's where Oaken, that's how Oaken got started. Oaken got started at Purdue University. Another great ag school besides South Dakota State and Iowa State and all those others. And they go out to industry and say, what do you need help with? Or what do you see 3, 5, 10 years down the road as being a disruptor? And this came out of that, this land issue and the management issue. And so our team developed this platform that helps you with this, with this technology to help manage the leases, the payments, and the relationships. Land is transitioning from, heartstrings and it's there's still that emotional attachment to land, but it's moving more into an investment, right? And actually part of a financial portfolio for a family. It always has been, but now it really truly is transitioning when you're talking 3, 4, 5, 6 different landowners. Well, our technology also allows you to create an asset financial land experience for those growers or for those landowners. The grower can create, in essence, a 401k experience for those landowners and wherever they may be, Maine, Florida, Spain, wherever they are, and they can log into Oaken's system and see what that grower is doing. Everything with all the leases, with all the payments, with all the expenses, depending on the lease type. And we can consume all the different lease types, by the way, and the bonuses and all the calculations. And also to include tiling projects, conservation projects, ethanol, the Z project, whatever they're doing on that farm, they can put it into the system and the landowners can access it from anywhere at any time of the day. So what does that mean? That means you're, in essence, the grower is creating that round the table or that, that small intimate experience that they had with the previous landowners. Now they're able to do that. And what's that mean? They get a hold onto the land. They get maybe potentially, manage more land if those individuals buy more land, as an investment, right? 80 acres in Iowa is what, about $1 million, right? So we're talking a pretty significant investment,
Yeah.
and so our tech and no one else is doing this in the industry. There's no other platform out there. We don't negotiate leases. We don't do any of that. It is a true operating platform for growers to use to make those three things:
Yeah.
make their lives easier, make it more efficient, and it does help save a heck of a lot of money and time, right? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, we're
Uh,
excited to be a part of this. And if you want more information, I know Mitch is going to put it up there, but you can reach out to me at ron@oaken.ag, or we can book a demo on our site, which is oaken.ag, and you can book a demo there. Be happy to talk, listen, and learn about what you got going on in your operation, and see if Oaken can help you. Yep. Thanks,
Thanks,
Mitch.
Ron. Thanks, Ron. No, I think it's cool. We'll get our buddy Steve popped up here. I think Oaken's cool that it's there's lots of companies that represent the land owners in this conversation of leasing and whatnot. But as far as I'm aware, Oaken's the only one representing the farmers, right? And I think as I think about how has my family farm got to expand, or just so many of the farmers in our network, as we're looking to expand, as there's going to be fewer and fewer farmers that got to manage more.
Yep.
I think it's a kind
Yeah.
of a foregone conclusion in my mind that there's going to be more and more need.
Yeah, it digitizes the whole process for the landowners. I mean,
Yeah.
think about that taking, if you need to take leases into your insurance agent, your financial agent, wherever that is, or, you got to send information to the FSA office, you can do that all now through Oaken. It just simplifies the whole process for, instead of having to, I would visualize taking in 6 stacks of files to
Yeah.
your, to whatever agency you're working with. Now you just take your computer in, because we're cloud-based, go in there, here's everything we have from a financial standpoint. The bank guys love this kind of thing. They can see the whole operation, what you're paying, how many acres you're leasing, all that. It's phenomenal. And I get excited, as you can tell, talking about this technology, having been
Yeah.
in an
Yeah.
industry where I, had a lot of technologies. It's just exciting to talk to growers about this, and again, the need is there, and it's just
Yeah.
nice to be able to help them. And that's what we want to do here at Oaken, is just help you be successful and scale your operation. So again, thanks for the
I
time today.
appreciate that, Ron.